video. Give it to me, I'm worth it. Halo, halo, halo. Diva, yeah, yeah. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? UNA, America, what's up? It's Diva. We in the house. Am I live? Is this thing on? Wait, I got one person, two person, three. One people, two people, three. All right, this is week 2 of the 10-week seminar. All right, week 2 of the 10-week seminar. We got some good stuff for you, as we normally do. I want to thank you all for joining me. Diva. All right, week 2 of the 10-week seminar. Today, we're talking about who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Do you know who you are? All right, we're going to talk about it, and we're going to get into it. I got some announcements. So we're going to go through that. I want to thank y'all. John, Allison, Dwayne, May. Who else we got? Nene, Cordell. Thank y'all for joining me. We're going to get this thing in. What up, everybody? I'm sorry. I'm going to say it like May. What up, everybody? All right, so we're going to get into this thing. Who are you? All right, who are you? That's what we're talking about today. We're talking about, hey, Melvin, Washington. What's going on, brother? We're going to get into these hierarchy of laws real tight today. All right, we're going to get into the hierarchy of laws real strong. All right. So pull those down. If you have them, make sure you pull them up. Let's see. We're going to go over what these agencies are. Who is the police? Who is the FBI? Who are the sheriffs? Who is the IRS? We're going to go through it so y'all can understand some things. And then we're going to talk about why you can't be legally arrested. All right, but lawfully you can be. So we're going to talk about that and how this goes and what's going on. We're going to get into the spiritual energy, because y'all know I'm always about the highest of laws, universal laws. Y'all better know this. All right. So let me get into these announcements, and then I'm going to go into the session. I want to thank you all for joining me. Remember, we do every Sunday starting at 2. We do our sessions. All right. This is the 10-week session. This is part 2. Now, in part 2, or basically with this whole session and how we work it, from 2 to 3, this is East Coast time. From 2 to 3, we're going to do the first hour, and then, everybody can see that. And then from 3 to 5, we do our, other session on UNA University. And that's the session where, we ask for a donation. Because you need to invest. And people ask me, well, what kind of donation this and what kind of investment do you want to do for yourself? What you got to remember is whatever you give, the universe by law must return it. This is the higher laws. And when she does, she's going to do it many times over. So whatever you want to invest in yourself, that's what you want to give. Nope, it'll come back. All right. Many times over. It's an investment. All right. Now, 3 to 5 in UNA. If you haven't already done your donation, go to divalaree.com, DIV to the A.com, divalaree.com, and then you can get in there. What you're gonna do is send send in your ID. Yeah, the ID that you get when you go ahead and put your donation through. You're going to get an ID number coming back on that. Make sure you send that to UNA. All right, just inbox it, and then UNA is going to let you in. All right, let's see here. Thank you, Venus, for sharing that. So now here's where we are. Let me make these announcements real quick so we can get into it. All right, now I want to announce Kevin Mechanics is working with us. He's got these leggings for everybody. Doth Hoss. All right, y'all go over there and check him out. DAATHHAUS. Go check Kevin out. Shali, want to thank you so much for working with us with the gift cards. All right, so we got some gift cards that we're going to be giving away for restaurants. Get some restaurant food. Now, 5G to 5D t-shirts. Make sure you get those. The website is up, 5G to 5D. I don't want to go through that because I'm trying to rush. I want to get into this thing real quick. Divas Court. Divas Court coming up. Y'all be ready. We're doing a game show Monday at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. East Coast time, all right? We've got some prizes to give away on that. This is to test your knowledge, all right? It's a game show. We're going to test your knowledge on law, all right? We're dealing with hierarchy of law, universal laws. Y'all know those are my two favorites. We're dealing with contract law. What is this? The codes, constitutional law. So y'all want to get in on this. You get to test your knowledge. We have 3 contestants coming up. We're going to announce them. And also we've got a lot of prizes for the audience too. So y'all join us so you get your knowledge on this law. Also, let's see, we got our matriarchs Tuesday, 7 p.m. We're going to meet with you guys, all right, Tuesday, 7 p.m. Now, I want to announce the winners of our Love Notes cards, who the winners are. All right, what we asked you all to do, we asked you all to go out and show a video of you all doing something in the community, all right? A video of something you've done with the people in community, being kind and doing kind things, because again, we are putting the universal laws into effect. And we got some winners. We're giving away 3 $200 Love Note cards. All right, 3 of those. And the winner, Ranjanice. Yes. All right, so I want to thank you so much for joining us and going out and doing beautiful things in the community. Ranjanice, thank you so much. Atum Ray L. Bay, thank you, brother. All right, Atum Ray L. Bay, thank you. And Kevin Mechanics done some good stuff, put up some videos. If you all haven't seen those videos, go to the page and see those videos of our people doing great and wonderful things in the community. Thank you all for participating. My matriarchs, we need y'all to get up on it. Now, I want to honorable mention to one of my matriarchs who went out and did some great things. Now, my matriarchs are not qualified to be a part of it, but she went out and put a video up. Go and see all of the videos that have been put up, all right? But we got some great things going on. I want to mention also we were giving away a $50 grocery certificate now to Thunder Bear. Thunder Bear won that. Thank you, Thunder, for all that you've done. Thunder's information is up there too. Thank you, brother. So yeah, so what was that? 246. About $650, $700, $800 we're giving away this week. But that's because you all have allowed me to do that. Allowed the UNA, all of us, because there are a lot of people working behind the scenes to put everything together. So yeah, this week, what is that, 800, 900, I think? Because I haven't even announced the things that are going on behind the scenes. But yeah, just we've done a lot because you all have allowed us to do a lot. So thank you so much, everybody who's donated, everybody who's supported. Thank you. I can't tell you enough how much we are honored that you are working with us and getting on these universal laws. They're very important, and this is how you weather a storm, because when you have your universal currency, all this other currency, it falls to the wayside. All right, if you make sure you take care of other people, the universe will make sure you get taken care of. That is the law. All right, now let's see. Again, let's get into this thing. Who are you? Who are you? Diva Laree. Halo. All right, let's do this thing. We're talking about this whole thing about who are you. This is very important. Now, I'm going to need you all to pull down the hierarchy of laws. The hierarchy of laws, all right? If you don't have it, go to and UNA. If you can, thank you so much, UNA, for all that you do. My UNA spirits be killing it behind the scenes. So I want to thank you, and y'all have to give a shout out there. And let me thank the spirits, because last I got out of here, I almost didn't. I thank the spirits for giving me the opportunity to share this information with you, and and thank you all for being here. All right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, UNA. Our matriarchs do qualify. Our standard, our generals, y'all do qualify for for the prizes, but our matriarch 13, to be clear, the matriarch 13 don't. However, we do a lot for them too. So we're going to take care of all of our matriarchs. But yeah, the matriarch 13 don't qualify, but our general matriarchs, you all do. So, and thank you all for participating in, in our games. Now, our games, our giveaways, and, participating with us with the universal laws. All right. So now, what we want to talk about is, who are you? All right. So what the topics under that, what we're going to go through today is the hierarchy of laws. So y'all go to amaxpro.com and pull this down. amaxpro.com /Diva Larie. amaxpro.com /Diva, capital DIVA, capital LYRI. UNA, if you could put that up for me, I sure would appreciate it, because I need everybody to pull down these hierarchies of laws, because this is a law now. We're going to go over that. We're going to go over who are these agencies, who are the police, who is the FBI, who is the IRS, and where do you stand with respect to them? Who are you? All right, why you can't be arrested legally. All right, legally. Now, because with that goes a whole bunch of universal laws. So we're going to get into this thing. Now, who doesn't have the hierarchy of laws? You're welcome, May. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Thank you, UNA. All right, so good. Go to amaxpro.com /Diva Larie. amaxpro.com /Diva Larie to get these hierarchy of laws. Okay, now, let me start off here. A lot of people will come to me and they say they're looking for their freedom. All right, you're looking for your freedom. And I tell people, because they're thinking they're going to file some paperwork. Because I've had a lot of people say to me, y'all know I go hard on the Moors. They go, I had the Moors some more. He filed some paperwork for me, and I'm still a slave. I'm still not free. That's because your freedom comes with your knowledge of self. Your knowledge of self. Paperwork cannot free you. All the freedom paperwork in the world will not free you. All right? You have to know who you are. And so this is why I'm trying to let you all know. Get this hierarchy of law, because what I'm going through today is to help you understand how you stand with respect in this system. And if you don't understand where you are in this system, you're going to be always upside down in it, because they're going to keep tricking you. Why? Because you don't know the law and you don't know who you are. So we're going through it today. That's why you have to get these hierarchies of laws. So if you don't have them, once again, go to amaxpro.com /Diva Larie and download them, because I'm going to go through them now. So again, when you're not understanding who's who and who's what and what's in the system, then you're going to be tricked. And you're never going to be free, because paperwork does not free you. All right, and you're going to understand why today, which is why we're going through these hierarchies of law. So without further ado, if I don't have anything else from UNA, I'm gonna switch to this. Now, this is my rig, and I hope you like it. If you don't, well, get used to it. My rig. All right. Y'all like my rig? I know you do. Here, let me. There you go. Is that better? All right. So let's look at this thing. And if I'm UNA, let me know if I'm breaking up or anything. If I'm coming in clear. All right. So this is the hierarchy of laws. Okay. Now let's understand what we got going on here with the hierarchy of laws. All right. Hierarchy of laws. This is a rundown of all of the laws that pretty much reside in this dimension right now that I know of, that we're living in. Now, this, by the way, this hierarchy of law, it is a law, by the way. It has been on public record for quite some time. It has been it is now a law because it is unrefuted. And if anybody think you can refute it, let me know. Let's talk about this. But I know it's on point. All right, here we go. Universal laws is at the top because everything, and I'm going to zoom in here. These are the highest laws, universal laws. They deal with energies. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about your energies. All right. And basically the main principle is whatever you put in, whatever you put out rather, must come back to you. Whatever you put out must come back to you. So these are very important, and I talk about them all the time, because once you have these universal laws in order in your life and they're working for you, which is what we're focused on here, is getting you in tune with what's going on with the universal laws. But once you have the universal laws in order, then all of these other these lower laws down here, they become easier to manipulate. All right. Natural laws deal with the natural ways of all objects and beings that manifest in this third dimension. Now, when we're talking about this, we're talking about respecting beings and the vessels that they manifest in. So if you know it's a cat, don't be expecting it to bark. It might bark, but that's not in its nature. It's a cat. So respect its nature. And the same thing when we're talking about with the humans, the males and the females, there's a difference. That you got to respect the vessel. And when you're not respecting the vessel, then you get certain things. And a lot of women, you know, like I say, we insane because we expect certain beings to do things that is not in their, that's not in the nature of their vessel. But we won't go into that, because I go into that a lot on my matriarchs group. Laws of maxim. These are very important. Now, I'm going to go into this just a little bit. I'm going to get into this because I'm just running through it because I want you all to see this list. If you don't have this list, please go and download it, because this is where your freedom comes from when you understand this hierarchy. All right, laws of maxim. These are also known as God's laws. All right, these come straight from the Bible. And they are known as the highest laws of the land, which really the universal laws are the highest laws. But these are those written laws, and they're rights that are given by God that cannot be taken away from you. They are rights that are given by God and cannot be taken away from you. Now, let me say this, because I have a lot of people be trying to give me acronyms for God, and they're like, "Well, God mean." Whatever they say, who cares? Anyway, they say God means this and that. Here's the deal. What you need to understand is that there are a set of laws in the book that we know as the Bible. And a lot of people have come to equate that with religion, and it's not. There are laws in there that will work for you when you know how to use it. Now, this Bible has been used as a tool to keep you down and suppress you and oppress you. But when you understand what it is, then you know how to use it as a tool and wield it like a weapon, because that's what it is. All right, it's not about religion as we have been taught. This book is a very powerful tool. And again, I'm not telling you to believe in God or not, but the last thing you want to do is to go in somebody's courtroom and be talking about, "Oh, I'm atheist, I don't believe in God." That you just gave away all your power. You just gave away all of your power, because you have rights that you have not been standing up for and that you have not been told about. All right, and we're going to get into these things that you think are rights, which are really just privileges. No, you got rights. And you got whatever you feel is your God. What you want to do is you want to get those rights and apply them. Doesn't matter what they think God is. Look in that book and find out what those laws are, or those rights that are given to you. Now, we're going to talk about sovereign. As I bring this term up, I know a lot of people have been made to fear this term, sovereign. Sovereign means master of self. All right, that means a God. And they operate under God's laws. And they have the ability to create laws and constitutions for themselves. And also create laws and constitutions for corporations that they create. Sovereigns make laws. Let's get this clear. Sovereigns are the ones who make laws. Corporations do not make laws. All right. Now, I want to make sure that as I say this term sovereign, for those of you all who might be new to law, and y'all have heard this term sovereign citizen, please take that out of your vocabulary and your dictionary and understand that it is an oxymoron. All right, if you hear somebody using that term, they're either ignorant or they're trying to draw some kind of reaction from you, because there is no such thing as a sovereign citizen. And let's understand why, because I'm going to jump to the bottom of the page right now and look at what a citizen is. A citizen is a slave of the corporation to which it pledges. It does not have rights, only has privileges that are given to it by the corporation to which it pledges. Now, a citizen is a slave. A sovereign is a master of self and a god. So understand now, I'm going to keep going through this. I'm going to go through here right now. This is corporation right here. See corporation? A dead fictitious entity that operates under the laws of the Constitution developed by the sovereign, does not have ability to create laws. A corporation cannot create laws. They can only create codes, statutes, and ordinances. So now look at where you sit as a citizen and look at where you stand as a sovereign. There is no such thing as a sovereign citizen, because you cannot be a slave and a god at the same time. So you got to determine which one you want to be. Now, I've heard people keep talking to me about, well, you know, there's a citizen with a little c and a citizen with a capital C. You don't call me citizen with no kind of C or S or nothing else. I'm not a citizen. I'm a sovereign. That's how I walk. I'm a sovereign. Now, again, you can call yourself whatever. You can call yourself creditor or whatever. Anything else for me, I'm a god. I'm a sovereign. I'm a original copper-colored people of this planet. So now that we understood that, we understand that rather, sovereign. Contract law. Now, contract law is a set of laws which sovereigns worldwide adhere to in commerce. Worldwide, we adhere to these contract laws, and this deals with offer plus acceptance equals contract. Now, I won't go, because listen, every last one of these topics right here, every last one of them is a session all by themselves. All right, so I want you all to get these this hierarchy of law and go through it and delve into each one of these sections, because all of them are different. They're sections all by themselves. And listen, again, I'm going to say this. Let me turn this around for a second. Y'all with me? Check this out. I'm not here to be your leader. All right? My job is to give you the facts and the information so that you can go and continue doing your research on your own. You got to look into this information, because the more you know, the better you're able to stand. All right? My job is to, once again, give you the facts, because you got to find your spiritual, your spiritual folks within you. Your spiritual energies, they're talking to you. And so my job is, like I said, to give you the facts so that you can go within and without, do some research, so that when you do have to make a move, you know what's coming at you. You're not to be following Diva Laree. You're not to follow nobody. All of y'all looking for a leader and, oh, where's our black leaders? No. Your spirits are leading you. They're the ones who are guiding you, and they're trying to talk to you. And I'm just helping you to connect with them. That's it. So y'all go and take some time to research into these different topics and find other people who are putting this information out. And the ones that are really on point, they're going to lead you back to the spiritual side, because all of this is spiritual. That's why we're going to go into the universal laws a little bit, so that you can understand how not understanding the energies that you're putting out is really damning you and it's hurting you. So, okay, I'm going to go back to this now. Make sure y'all do your research. Contract law, once again, worldwide, we're adhering to this in commerce. So, if you all, we're going to go over a little bit of contract laws here, not much, but I just want you all to be aware of it. Treaties is what I talk about with the original Americans. and how there are laws made between two sovereigns that deal with a particular tract of land. Remember, laws made between two sovereigns. Sovereigns make laws. All right, y'all we haven't even gotten to corporations yet, and we're going to go over what these corporations are out here. But sovereigns make treaties now, and you got to understand that you, as an entity, you are made up of every element on the planet. You are made up of every element on the planet, and that makes you land. You are walking land. You are a state in fact. And you have to remember that. So when you make your declarations and you send them into the county, what you're creating is a treaty. All right? That's a treaty that you're sending in. And that becomes a contract between you and the county and the state and whomever else, where you're telling them and you're making a declaration on your tract of land, which is your vessel, your body. All right. The next thing is the Constitution. Laws, once again, which are created by sovereigns, created by a sovereign that govern a corporation created by a sovereign. So when you create a corporation, which would be your trust, for example, your trust, you're going to have a security agreement. All right? A security agreement. Now, let's understand that this security agreement is a set of laws that govern your trust, that govern your tract of land. It's a constitution is what it is. That's all the Constitution is a set of laws. All right? So your security agreement is a constitution for your trust, for your real spiritual being and your corporation. So you are the one who creates those laws. And notice now, when you create your constitution or your security agreement, notice where it sits above the corporation. Let me rephrase that. Notice where it stands, which is above the corporation. All right, federal codes. Federal codes. We're talking about codes which govern corporations within corporations, and this is worldwide. If they have a post office box or any kind of mail that comes through to them that goes through the post office, I don't care, on this planet anywhere, it's under federal jurisdiction. So please make note, if you have the other list that has federal codes, it should be above corporations. Make sure your list has the federal codes are above corporations, because all corporations sit underneath federal codes. All corporations must abide by federal codes, and that includes UCCs. So when you put your UCC down, it's dealing with federal codes. And let's understand that when you put your UCC down, it's a lien that's going on against or I would say for your corporation, which is your all capital letter corporation that your mother created, or whatever else you're putting a UCC on. All right? So it's standing above whatever the corporation has to say. So this is law right now. Let's get into these corporations. Now remember, you have a treaty, which is your declaration. You have a constitution, which is your security agreement. You have your own federal codes that are set up, which is inside of your UCC1 document. Let me say this before I forget. I don't want to forget this, because you'll have to understand, when we're talking about UCCs, you want to make sure you file that with the county. See, what they've been doing in some cases is they might file a UCC with the state. That is a notice of a lien, all right, a notice of a lien. But the real lien comes when you file it with the county, all right? Y'all take notes on this, because this is going to be important. As sovereigns, we deal with the county on the private side, because the county is the highest governing agency on the land. The county is. So we are sovereigns. We deal with the county. When we want to file something, we are filing it with the county. Now let me give y'all this hierarchy. Write this down. Write this down. The hierarchy on the private side is the county first. County is the highest. And then the city. and then the state, and then federal in that order. County, city, state, federal in that order. On the public side, it's the exact opposite. Federal, and then state, city, county. It's the exact opposite in the matrix. This is the matrix over here, the matrix. They flip everything around. So it's the exact opposite. That's what they do. It's like nature. This whole matrix has flipped nature around. And we're flipping it back. We're going back to nature. But so you understand, when you're in the matrix, the federal is the highest. Then it's state, city, county. But we deal on the private side. Private. Once again, county, city, state, federal. All right. That's the hierarchy. Thank you, UNA, for putting that up. All right. So y'all need to keep that in mind. And when you go and file your documents, again, when you put a UCC1 on record with the county, it becomes it's a lien. And can't nobody and their mama's uncle daddy remove it. Nobody. No judge, nowhere, nobody. That's going to stay on. That's public record. When you put a lien on, that lien is that's the real lien. With the state, you filing any kind of lien with the state, that's just a notice of a lien. That's not the real lien. So just y'all need to know that. All right, let me get back to this. So once again, treaties are first. Treaties can represent your declaration is a treaty. All right, your Constitution is your security agreement rather is your Constitution, and that UCC1 document, that's your federal code. All right, so understand all of this goes above any corporation. Now let's get to the corporation. Once again, a dead, fictitious entity which operates under the laws of the Constitution developed by the sovereign, does not have the ability to create laws and can only create codes, statutes, and ordinances. Did y'all see what I just said? Y'all just see what codes, statutes, and ordinances are? So when they're talking about, when they're telling you, one second. So watch this now. When they come to you and talk about, well, you weren't wearing your seatbelt. Is that a law? This is why I'm saying you need to know where you stand. That's not a law. You were on the phone. That's not a law. When you all understand what the difference between a code, statute, and ordinance versus a law is, then you're going to understand why these people, they've been coming at you all wrong. And because you've been sitting as a citizen and not standing as a sovereign, you've been allowing yourself to be walked on. And so you got to understand this hierarchy, because then you better understand how to walk like the God that you are. All right, let's get back to this now. We're looking at police, corporations, and agencies. Now, let me go back up here to corporations and understand what corporations are. Now, when we're talking about a corporation, you'll know that it's just a corporation and not a true governmental agency. Even if it was a true governmental agency, it would be right here under federal. But your corporations, you can tell who they are because they have Dun and Bradstreet numbers. So when we're talking about the police precinct of such and such and the city of, anything with of in it, it is a corporation. It is a dead, fictitious entity. It's not governmental by any means. When we're talking about FBI, CIA, who is this? IRS, anything with an acronym, it's got a Dun and Bradstreet number. It is not a true governmental organization. It is not a true governmental agency. Why is that important, Diva? Pay attention. Pay attention. Why is that important? The reason why it's important to know that these agencies are simply corporations is because when you get that, you know that when they're presenting you with some kind of summons to court, when they're presenting you with some kind of a document, or they're coming at you, what you want to know, you so scared, you're like, oh Lord, it's the Let me go back to this. FBI, right here, where it says corporation. Sovereign, right here. Hold on. Let me show you this again, because somebody missed it. Sovereign, when you're standing as a sovereign, this is the FBI right here. All right, let's go down here. When you're sitting as a citizen, you allow the FBI to be over you because you keep consenting, because you called yourself a citizen, and you keep walking like a citizen. The FBI is not a federal agency. And what y'all need to understand is that these federal agencies, the true federal agencies, they don't come at you like that. They're there to help you. That's what they're supposed to do. When we're talking about the difference between the IRS and the Internal Revenue Service, they're not the same. But because we've been made to fear and we're very, very ignorant, we don't understand that these two entities are not the same. The IRS, all right, the Internal Revenue Service, this is a federal agency. All right, the Internal Revenue Service is a federal agency. What does that mean? They've been the ones who've been putting the money in the whole time and paying for everything. They're not the ones that are sending you a bill in the mail saying, hey, you got to pay me. They're not the ones. It's the IRS. This is a private corporation under the United States Corporation. I'm going to go back through this real quick, and I'm going to say this briefly, because I want to move on with it, because I get a lot of people who are anxious and, about Trump turning the U.S. over to the FEMA. What does FEMA mean? Federal Emergency Management Agency. I ain't telling you to run out and give FEMA a hug. I'm not trying to tell you to do that. But what I am telling you is that the United States Corporation was over here in the public. These are the ones that were leeching off of you. The United States Corporation is the one that had your funds that was given to them by the Internal Revenue Service. The United States Corporation is the one that created the IRS to hide the fact that there's an Internal Revenue Service here that gave them all the money. This is the corporation that had been bankrupt since 1933 and was treating you like the slave. When your mama had created an account to give you all the money you need to pay for anything there was need to be paid for in this damn dimension. But they didn't give it to you. You understand? The IRS, the Internal Revenue Service was over here. They had given the money to them. But they were treating you like the slave. So when they say, yeah, he turned the United States Corporation over to FEMA, what did he turn over to FEMA? A rogue-ass corporation that had stolen the authority from the United States of America. If y'all don't know the difference between the United States Corporation and the United States of America, go look this up. 1871. The Act of 1871 is when this corporation was created. And its purpose was to leech off of you. And that's exactly what they had been doing. Now, I'm just telling you that there's some things that are coming to an end. And, y'all need to get this, because some of y'all are crying and upset and nervous and want to fight for somebody. Y'all want to fight for a corporation that was leeching off of you and treating you like a slave the whole time. All right? So, again, this is the corporation, United States Corporation, that created this IRS. The Internal Revenue Service is the federal government. And they're not coming at you for a bill because they're sending money. This company has been intercepting that. Well, what was the problem? Because we weren't intelligent enough. We were ignorant. We didn't know to go straight to them. And so when our mother signs a certificate, she goes to these people. And they create a corporation so that they can do business with the federal government. Well, now you've got to become knowledgeable enough to create your own contract so that you can do business with the federal government if you want to. Or just not do business with them at all, just deal with the universe. Either way, you've got to come into knowledge. You got to come into knowledge of self. You got to come into knowledge of these laws, especially the universal laws. All right. In understanding that. All right. We got this. Y'all understand that the federal government is not what we've been told. We've been made to fear those things that have been their backing from the beginning. All right. So let me go back to this. All right, citizen. All right, police agencies. Now, I'm going to get into this. So I've just told you where you stand. All right, we should know by now. We're sovereign. We stand here. For me, I'm only standing under God and the universal laws. That's it. Now, right here, let's look at police, corporations, and agents. As we look at this, you all need to understand that the police of anything, police department of, remember, anything that says of, y'all take notes, because this is going to come up when I get ready to do my show, what I call my television show, which is on internet. But at any rate, you all need to get this because you can win some money. So y'all know these laws, just as my other sisters have done, sisters and brothers have done, is we've been able to give them some money. And you all have been very generous, and I appreciate that. You have allowed us to do some really big things and fun things because we just work for the universe. So y'all get this information so that we can share with you. And again, we appreciate all of the love that you have shown UNA as we're, embarking on this. Here we go. When we're talking about these police corporations, we're talking about the judges, and we're talking about, the courts. All of them are Dun and Bradstreet number holding entities. So they're not governmental agencies. If they're not true governmental agencies, then all they're doing when they come after you is trying to force you into a contract. This is illegal. When you know who you are, you understand that this is illegal. And so let's talk about first of all, what these people are. They are, we're talking about police and anybody who's wearing a uniform. When you're talking about police and anybody who's wearing a uniform, or what I call a costume with a gun and a weapon, these are people who are just put in place to take away your universal rights and your God-given rights. Every last one of them go against universal laws. Even military people, they go against universal laws because it's against the law to force a contract on someone. It's against the law to even really lock somebody up. But a lot of y'all people, let me say this. Now, I said it's against the law. You can't legally be locked up. But some of y'all know you need to be locked up. Y'all know people who need to be locked up because you do ignorant things. And that is because you have gone against universal laws. All right. So when you are putting out energies, remember, this is why I go through this hierarchy, because listen, you can know all these lower level laws, but if you don't have integrity, if you do not walk and act with integrity, the universe is going to stump you. So I've had people and I've had clients who think that they can, I know the law. I can write a contract and I can do this. You can write your contract, but some of y'all, get outside of, get into the sovereignty and start walking without integrity. And you're going to wish you was back up under the system. You're going to wish, because you're going to be up under somebody's jail. So you've got to understand that with sovereignty comes a lot of responsibility. Don't take it lightly. Don't take this lightly. Don't think you're going to just go and write your contracts. And see, some of y'all coming at me talking about, oh, I want to own a house. That's why I started this 10-week session. Oh, you show me how to get property. You can't hold on to it because you don't even know who you are. You don't understand a lot of people, have had things taken away from them. You don't even understand why it was, because I don't even say it because I don't want to put nobody's business out there. But you don't understand that it was taken away from you because you didn't understand your own energies. You want to keep it? you better get these higher laws in order. When you get those in order, it's gonna be easy for you to get it and easy for you to keep it. See, I'm gonna tell y'all something about our ancestors, and I have to go into this. I talk about these treaties all the time. I talk about, and I hope you all have gotten your put in your donation, because we're going to go into the session in a few minutes over at UNA University, and that's where you're going to have to pay for that to get into that session. But go ahead and get your put your donation in, and so we can get you in there into that week two of the seminar. But getting back to this, I've had a lot of people who, in our ancestors, rather, when I put up these treaties, all right, I put these treaties up because I want you to know what was going on back then, and our ancestors are actually speaking, so you don't have to read somebody's book, because normally these books are not going to tell the whole story anyway, and I have yet to find one that actually is telling the whole story. But the treaties, first of all, were in the name of the carbonated woman. To this day, this land, everything from Canada all the way down to Antarctica, is still in the name of the carbonated woman, the original people of this planet. They're in her name. Her name. Ain't no forefathers, it's foremothers. All right? And this is not a diss to my brothers. Y'all can go and look it up for yourself. That's why I talk about these treaties that I put up. You can get them from that link, amaxpro.com/DivaLarie. You can, and you can research them for yourself. And so they're the treaties, and then make sure you pull down the Iroquois Confederacy and read it in its entirety. And it tells you that all of this land was matriarchal land. This whole planet was matriarchal territory from the beginning. Y'all going doing your research. I told you don't believe DivaLarie, don't trust me. You got to go and do your research. I'm just here to give you the facts. And then if you find something different, come back and let's have a conversation. But what our ancestors did is that they gave away the land to these people who were coming over from Britain. And let's understand, I do not want to have nobody trying to diss the Albion, or because y'all got to understand, those were not Albions. They didn't have anything to do with all that. Those treaties, those were melanated people. Britain, British Moors, Moroccan Moors, Tunis, Algiers, Tripoli. Those were melanated. When we talk about the original Europeans were melanated. All right? Y'all got to know that. So, because if you don't get your history, you're going to keep repeating this. This was the land of the matriarchs. All of this land to this day is in the name of the carbonated woman. And what she did and what she allowed, so none of this is happenstance. She pimped the land. She put it under contract. And that is a sin within itself. And so y'all are talking about getting land and acquiring land. And I'm glad you don't have it, because if you had it, some of y'all would turn it over for the highest price for a worthless Federal Reserve note. When you understand universal laws, you're going to know how to get it and hold on to it. And nobody can take it away from you. We're going to learn how to respect the laws. And that's what's important. That's why I'm going through this session. The universal laws are the highest. The mothers pimp the land. It starts with the melanated or the carbonated woman. She started this mess. And this is why we have to clean it up, sisters. That's why I do my sessions with my matriarchs. And so it's not just about, I'm going to go get some land. You ain't going to hold on to it because you don't know who you are. And when I'm talking about brothers and males, and I know y'all want land, but you better go through the mother. Y'all better make sure you respect the mothers, the foremothers. Y'all don't understand how spiritual this game is. Respect the foremothers of this land, because the spirits are very angry right now. And if y'all thinking y'all gonna get into some land and y'all haven't shown respect and paid homage to the foremothers of this land and all this forefathers, y'all better respect the foremothers. And they didn't have no more names. Look up those treaties. Look up those treaties. And so again, I go into in some of my sessions the difference between your melanated people and your carbonated people. There is a difference. Y'all go and look up the treaties, look at those sessions, because I won't go in that today because I got to get out of here in a few minutes. But I hope y'all are getting something from this as I get ready to close out. Let me see if I have any questions. But as I get ready to close out, I need you all to understand as I flip back to this list, you all have to understand, and I'm going to zoom out here, where you are. All right, these universal laws are so important. If you do not have them, please download them, read them, know them. We're going to go through them. And this is why I have you guys, you got to be more willing to give, because when you give to the universe, she by law will return it to you. And the problem is we have been made to think we hoard. I have natural laws here. Let me give you a tidbit about the natural laws. Nature says we live in abundance. We do not live in scarcity. But as I told you, in this matrix, everything has been flipped upside down. When you plant a seed, okay, see, nature gives us clues. When you plant a seed, does nature give you, I'm going to give you half a seed. I'm going to give you a piece of a seed. No, nature's going to give you many seeds because we live in abundance. Whatever you plant, you're going to sow multiple times. Or actually, what is that? All right, look, when you plant it, you're going to grow a whole bunch of them back. All right. So you got to be willing to give. This is part of the universal laws. And this is why UNA is able to give so much. Because you all give. And so, again, we know, all of my Matriarch 13, those sisters know, I know, we know that, you know, we live in abundance. And that's why we're willing to give. And they help me also to give to you all. So, you know, y'all got to keep that in mind. But nature says we live in abundance. But this matrix has been flipped upside down to make us give us this bad seed in our minds to make us think that, oh, you got to hoard. You might not have enough. Get you some toilet paper. Get you some gold. Get you some silver. That's not the silver, gold. That's not even the real money. You are the real money. You and your signature. You are the real money. Y'all better get this down. That if I don't say anything else to you. And you don't get anything else out of anything that I have said, y'all pay attention. If you don't get anything out of anything else that I have said, I need you to understand these concepts. You are the real money. You are. And your energies. Your energy is currency. You want to get your currency from the universe. You want universal currency. Because, you know, all of this stuff they're talking about with money and we're going to a gold standard. Do you have any gold? Do you have any gold? So we go to a currency that's gold back. And then what happens then? If you don't have any gold, then you're going to be butt out, huh? So let me tell y'all what happened real quick, and then I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to tell you all what happened and how we came to a gold standard. And once again, if you haven't done your donation, go ahead and do that so we can make sure you get into the session that we're about to go into on UNA University. All right, watch this now. Originally, when the people started coming into the land, originally what was happening is that they traded with paper currency. There was no standard and none of that. They traded with paper currency. And then what ended up happening is that the people who were coming in, they saw that, you know, the original people had gold this and gold earrings and gold plates and gold bracelets and all this other stuff. And they wanted the gold. That's what they came here to get anyway. They wanted the gold. Well, when they came in and, you know, the original people were trading with this paper currency, they was like, hey, yeah, that's good, but no, we want you to pay us with gold. And that's when that started. We want you to pay us with gold. And so they started paying these people with gold. Now, for them, it was no big deal. It was everywhere. It was like, gold here, I just give it to you. Gold teeth and everything else. But as they started to steal the gold from the land, they were stealing the gold from the land. And it started to become depleted. Then it was like they had to go back to the paper currency, but it's backed by a gold. It was backed by a gold. And so they continued to steal this gold from the land. And then as they did that, of course, they took it all. So now we got to come off this gold standard, which is what happened in 1933. And now it's not backed by anything. Well, then we were back to where we started. All right, but y'all are still, now they got you in your mind thinking, oh, we got to have a gold-backed currency. I'm going to say this real quick. Because this is something that I will be teaching. I don't know if I'm going to go through this today in the university. But see, the university is for me to go through it so I can walk you step by step as to how to do these things. But you can turn a penny into gold. With the way the system is now, you can turn a penny into gold. You can make a penny worth way more than gold. It don't even have to be a penny. It could be anything. It could be a bottle of water turned into gold. Anything. Some plastic. With the way the system is today. When you know what's going on, you know what money really is. And you know how to build true wealth. All right. So I just need y'all to know that. And I'm ready to get out of here. Let me see. I'm going to answer maybe a couple of questions. But this is why you want to donate. Because again, I deal with people who are serious. And I know that if you're willing to invest in yourself, that you're serious about this information. And I can try to give it to you all I want. I can try to give it to you all I want. But if you don't invest in it and you haven't shown the universe that you're deserving of the knowledge, you can have it, but you won't be able to use it. That'll be guaranteed. That's even including the people who do donate. You can have it, but you won't be able to use it if you haven't shown yourself worthy of it. Everything starts from the highest of laws, the universal laws. If you don't understand how true the universe is, I suggest you go and get those universal laws and check them out for yourself. Y'all be talking about karma. Karma is a universal law. Karma is very real. It's a universal law. And the more you understand, quote unquote, karma and the universal laws, the better you will be able to manipulate all of these lower laws, because everything under here falls under the universal laws. All of this stuff. When you know the universal laws, you start to manifest and to make things disappear that don't need to be there. Let me see. I'm going to take a couple of questions. Thank you. Thank you, May. Thank you, Sarita. Let's see here. I'm just taking any questions that I might have. Sister or bros in Chicago, some I can keep in touch. Okay. Zapazita. Oh, here we go. All right. Zapazda. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Emilio. All right. You're a truly divine woman. Thanks for that talk. Thank you, Rowlett. I hope you all are wanting to join me. I'm going to go over to the UNA University. All my UNA University people, thank you. Everybody who turned in your videos, I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for everything you do with UNA. And all my people who work with us, all of my people who've, given to UNA and donated in different ways. Marla, thank you so much, Marla Darling, for helping us out with the site. So we got a lot going on. Oh, real quick before I get out of here, I need y'all to know this, what UNA is. UNA is a government or a lovement. It's really a lovement, okay? We call it lovement because government means control of the mind. We're not here to control your mind. That's why I told you, don't follow me. You're supposed to listen so you can follow your spirits, all right? So control of the mind is not what we're about. We're about loving the mind. We love your mind. And we're here to love you and to get you to that next step and following your spirits. They'll tell you where to go. You're not supposed to follow me. You follow your spirits. Just listen to the information, and your spirits will get you where you need to go. So UNA is a love mint. And we have a federal court. It's called United Nations from America. That's what UNA means, United Nations from America. We have a federal court. We also have federal marshals. So, I hope you all, we also have a council of 13 matriarchs. We have a council of 13 matriarchs. So when we have our federal court, we have our people in order to do certain things and to take care of the people in our members. So that's what we are. We're growing. We're just doing a lot of fun things. And we thank you all for your support, because you allow us to do so many more fun things and to work within the community and build. So, I love you. I appreciate you. Please, I want to see y'all in UNA University. And, also hit us up if you have any questions about anything you want to give or donate, or anything you have ideas about. Let's do it. We're doing big things here at UNA. Thank you all so much. I love you. I'll see y'all next week, Sunday, here, every Sunday at 2 o'clock East Coast time. I love y'all. Peace. I'm out. Diva. Bye-bye.